welcome to day 38 of Ralston's big adventure. Alright, so the plan today is to go 16 miles to whatever shelter that is, but it's right before Interstate 81. There is a shelter called Partnership Shelter between here and there, and they deliver pizza, so I'm probably going to do that for lunch. And then the nice thing about the shelter I'm going to is it's like 5 miles from the interstate where there's a restaurant. So tomorrow morning, I get to get up and go eat breakfast there. So that's the plan today. But I don't know if there's anything significant between here and there. Again, I think just today is one of those just put your head down and get through it kind of days. But at least it'll be pretty outside. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day. All right, yet again, another late start out of camp. It is 8:35. I'm also telling you, I love trekking poles, but I hate trekking poles because as soon as you try to lean them up against something, they fall down and you gotta pick them up, and it just is a pain in the butt. But yeah, it's 8:35. Would have loved to have got started like an hour ago, or maybe 30 minutes ago, but that's just is what it is. But yeah, I'll give you updates as I go about my day. All right, so we are back in a cow pasture. So yeah, I think we're finally out of the national forest and all that stuff and headed somewhere. Hopefully not over those things. Because like I said yesterday, I'm kind of tired of climbing. I want to have an easy day today and just ride some flat land. Okay, so my plans have totally changed for the day. So instead of waiting until the hostel, which I was going to stay at tomorrow night, to resupply, I'm going to head into Marion today and resupply because there's an outfitter in Marion. It's literally right next to the post office. And last night, I got really hot under my sleeping bag, and so I just was like, I've known this day was coming, but wasn't planning on it being today, but just how the world works. So I'm gonna go and exchange, I'm gonna send my sleeping bag home and then buy a sleeping bag liner, which is basically just a blanket. But it'll be much cooler at night when I go to sleep, because the nights are gonna start getting really hot. And I have a 20-degree sleeping bag, so I'm going to roast if I keep it. So I'm going to send that home along with some of my other cold gear that I don't need, and get a sleeping bag liner, which will also make my pack weigh a lot lighter. So very excited about that. But also, in just true trail magic form, ran into some section hikers, and they were like, yeah, we parked at the gap up here. They're like, we have a cooler full of water. They were just like, help yourself. And I was like, you're joking? And they're like, no. They're like, yeah, take as much water as you need. So yeah, just the trail continues to always provide, which is just so nice. But yeah, I'll update you when I have more details of what today's gonna look like.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Alright, so I'm at Partnership Shelter. The road is literally a .mile that way. And there's pizza menus here that you can order.
You seen Wink?
By phone. Yeah, so Partnership Shelter was awesome. I think that's the pity. So, yeah, that was a really cool shelter. Wish I had timed it up to stay there. Oh shoot, the road is literally right here. But that's just not how it worked out for me, so that's okay. But again, like I'm going into town today. So that's all I can think about right now. I've booked it. I literally made 10 miles in 4 hours. So I could get here by like around noon. So that I can get to town, do my, run my errands, get back to the trail, hopefully by like 3:30, and then head over to the other shelter. So, which is I think like 6.5 miles from this point. So yeah, that's the big goal today. We'll see how it all pans out. All right, so the shuttle is here to take us into town. It's free, so we love free things. So here we are on our way to town. All right, so I made it to Marion. I'm headed to the post office right now. I'm gonna send my sleeping bag and some of my clothes home that I don't need. Got a sleeping bag liner. That thing is tiny and it doesn't take nearly up as much space. It's I'm telling you, I've never been so excited for like anything, which is kind of sad. But yeah, very ready to ship this stuff home. All right, so I was able to get a sleeping bag liner, like I said earlier. Got lunch, got some coffee. Now I'm just waiting on a shuttle. The town transit system is not as like robust as I thought it was going to be. So you can't just hop on any public transit and go back to the trail. Like there's certain ones and they only leave at certain times, the whole thing. But yeah, just sitting here by the outfitter, just waiting on some lady to come pick me up and take me back to the trail. All right, so it is 3:39. Finally made it back up to the trail. Got some water. Got all my resupply done. So the lady that shuttled me back up here, so I get in the car and I'm thinking like, okay, like she's just gonna take me to the trail, and I needed to like really resupply, but I didn't because it was just I didn't have enough time, and it was like the Dollar General and Food City were like way far away. So I get in the car with her and she was like, "Is there anywhere else you need to go before we take you back to the trail?" And I was like, "Well, like if you don't mind, like I really do need to go to Food City and resupply." And she was like, "Oh, no problem." So she takes me over to Food City. Then I go and she's like, "Take your time." And she waits on me in the parking lot. And so I go in there, get all my stuff done. And then she's like, "Okay, I'll take you back to the trail." And like, it's not like close. So, and like her fee was like, you know, I just need a little bit of gas money, like whatever you can spare kind of thing. So I tried to give her, you know, a certain amount. Tried to give her like $20, and she like wouldn't take it. She's like, "I'm not taking any more than $5. And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, like I just need a little money for gas." I'm like, "Well, lady, I guess like $5 a gallon right now." But she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't take any more than $5. And I thought, man, this lady kind of just drove me all over Kingdom Come and only charged me $5. So that was just super kind of her, and just a really awesome like shuttle experience. She was super nice. Also, the weather just kind of like turned a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna like actually rain or not. I have my rain cover on. Also, the backpack came with a rain cover, so now my old rain cover, I'm like, it's useless. But yeah, so we'll see what the weather does the rest of the day. Okay, for all you aspiring thru hikers out there, let me just give you a helpful tip. This also may not be you. You may have just an iron stomach and can eat whenever. I'm not that way. I get really overheated and I start to not feel good. Just ask anybody I played basketball with in high school and they'll tell you, yeah, dude can't hold anything down. So I went into town today to resupply, went to a restaurant to eat lunch, and like I'm just so hungry and crave so many things that I think I end up overeating every time I go to a restaurant. I got mozzarella sticks, a big cheeseburger with fries, and just downed the Sprite. And now I don't feel well. And I'm hot. My stomach's full of just food. And yeah, it's like all I can do at this point to get to the shelter. But yeah, that's just part of it out here, part of learning your body, learning what you can and can't do. And so it's just important to not go into town super hungry, or at least to control yourself and pace yourself when you do go into town, because it's very easy to put down a lot of food. But it's also very easy for me to get sick off all that food. So I'm gonna try to get to the shelter ASAP, just lay down for a second, allow my body to like regroup, and then probably make dinner. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. Alright, so I made it to the shelter. I have my tent set up in there. More as like a bug net than anything else. It's just the flies and the mosquitoes and everything are so bad now. There's one other guy here. That's his, hold on, that's his hammock right there. Yeah, just me and this other guy, just hanging out. We have a creek right there, which would be nice to fall asleep to. But yeah, long day again. I'm pretty tired. But, always glad to be at camp and just done walking for the day. Alright, so I got my line stuck again because I threw the rock over that limb. I don't know how it's not falling down, but it's not. And my line was too long to reach down to the ground. So it's officially stuck this time. Also, it's kind of like a no-no out here that you're not supposed to sleep with your food. But I'm to the point where I'm just like, screw it. I'll just keep my backpack and hope for the best. Because hanging bear bags sucks. Alright, I got my tent all set up in the shelter. There's the outside. It's just the woods. I'm so thankful for this sleeping bag liner. It got so hot last night in my sleeping bag, so very thankful to have this thing. It's like a blanket, pretty much. It's really thin, but it is so much more comfortable than my sleeping bag, so I'm very excited about that. And it weighs in nothing, so got to get rid of my heavy sleeping bag, and now I have this really light, nice liner. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed, but as always, thanks for following along. Thanks for your support. I always appreciate you. Hey y'all, it's Ralston here, hiking the AT. I'm hiking the AT for several reasons, but one big one is to support the Isaiah 117 house in Blairsville, Georgia. This organization is dedicated to helping foster kids at the moment they're taken out of the home and some of the most traumatic parts of their lives. That's where they seek to intervene. And so they seek to provide a house with food, clothing, foster parents, almost pretty much immediately after they're taken out of the home. So it's a really, really great organization that's dedicated to bettering the lives of children. And I just could not be more appreciative and more excited to support them and of all the work they're doing. So if you'd like to help out and donate, you can visit the link below, and it'll take you to the donation page. But please consider giving a gift to help support Isaiah 117. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, Maverick out.